Yo, what is good people, and welcome along to my latest video, which sees us just a stone's throw away from where I was in my last video, Rowtor Rocks, at a place which is said to be attached to Robin Hood. Now, the map's starting to slowly fill up. Anybody wanting access to this map, all you need to do is send me £100 by cheque. I joke, just ask nicely, so I can say no. Again, I'm joking. It's something I'm looking at making accessible for anybody interested in the future. Not though you really need it, because I do show pretty much every location I go to and even give you details as well. Anyway, moving on, let's have a look at the LiDAR and the old OS maps to see what comes up on the area. So the bit to the right is what I'll show you first, and then I'll show you the left hand side afterwards. So these deep impressions on the LiDAR is what you want to look for if using the LiDAR for yourselves. And let's take a look at the OS maps, and you can see the cave is marked here. And I urge fellow explorers to make use of older OS maps, as they tend to show a lot more than today's maps do. And when I say a stone's throw away, I literally do mean a stone's throw away. As you can see, this is where we are today, and this is where we were in the last video. So anyway, let's get some info on the place then, and pause it and read it for yourselves. There's more probablys than maybes, just like most of the rest of our history, and it even states that origins are not documented. So here we are at the top of Crack Cliff. Now the cave is almost directly under us here, and what appears to be some sort of water catcher perhaps. And just a view of the place, I mean, it really is an awesome place, and it's sad to admit my first ever visit, albeit a brief one, but I will be going back again and again, and it's also a big place for rock climbing as well. Now, when looking for the cave, you'll undoubtedly come across this, which could be mistaken for the actual cave itself. I mean, a couple of people in front of us actually made the same mistake, but fortunately I had the exact coordinates, so I knew this wasn't the case. So keep heading down the path, and within a few minutes you'll be met with something like this. An opening with a fence. So this had me questioning the purpose of the fence. Whenever I usually encounter this, it means climbing and explore, because there's a lot more to see. But on closer inspection, it doesn't seem apparent at first. I mean, I was expecting it to extend further back, but no, it's just a small shelter. So this had me stumped, until I saw what was behind the fence itself.
Uh-oh, cover your eyes.
Now I'm just going to blur out this next part, because if you read the next bit of information, it mentions a rudely carved crucifix is in this place. And yeah, I don't want my channel getting banned for rude content, but then again, on second thoughts, I mean, what is this BS? What's rude or crude about this? Anybody out there, can you help me figure this one out, please? I mean, the only thing I managed to figure out now is the purpose of it being fenced off is to probably stop the carving from getting damaged further than it is already. Now moving on to the next place that's got its name from Robin Hood and some supposedly amazing feat that he pulled off here. Again, more info for you to read at your leisure. And so basically this is how it's got the name. According to legends, during the 14th century, Robin Hood leaped between the large stones at each end of the tor, which led to it becoming known as Robin Hood Stride. Again, he leaped or stepped from one to the other to show his wondrous abilities. Simply enough, right? It also mentions it being a favourite place of Robin Hood and Little John, who actually probably stood a better chance at the feat if his 7-foot stature is to be believed. And now at the foot, what appears to be a water channel of some sorts. And next up we have a step-like feature leading up to the top. Then we head to the summit and are met with the two peaks. Here's the first one that Robin Hood supposedly leapt from or stepped from, and the gap in between going to the next one here, and with what appears to be an array of water channels maybe carved into the rock. I don't know for definite, it's just what it looks like to me. And yeah, I'm fairly confident there was also a B carved in front of the S here when they heard the same story way back in 1885. So I didn't actually spend as much time here as I would have liked to, but like I said, I will be going back as there's plenty more to see. This was more of a, call it a scouting mission if you will, as I only originally planned to have time at Rowtor Rocks, but ended up having time to scope up a few other places as well. And also driving through the area, I noticed quite a few things that I need to go back to, and I've also had a few of you reach out as well. So stay tuned to see me explore and uncover more of the Peak District and its narrative, which I hope you agree from the two videos that I've shown you so far is nothing but BS. As always, I've been Nicky B, and until next time.